to the island before leaving. They soon arrive at Badu, where Gerald is happy to see the shop the villagers have built for him. However, Lucy decides not to stay since being a mechanic's wife isn't the life for her. Understanding this, her husband gives her his pack of cigarettes, reminding her to live happily. As Gerald finds happiness in his new island life, Lucy gets on a plane back to London. There, she opens the cigarette pack from her husband and finds the words "I love you" written on the lid. An egg pops out from inside, making the woman laugh at the final magic trick from the quirky writer.
Subscribe to watch more videos like this, turn on notifications and leave a like to help the channel out. Thank you for watching.
Welcome to the Man of Recaps. This is The Walking Dead, The Ones Who Live, Episode 3. And the best way to kill them instead contracted them to keep an eye on the area. Remember, if they think you are a strong leader, an A, the CRM will kill you so you're not a threat. So Michonne needs to keep her head down and not be too cool, but she's immediately way too cool. So Rick goes to his best friend here, Major Thorne, and he doesn't tell her that he knows Michonne. But he's like, look, that woman saved my life. I think she might be an A, but I need you to help convince them she's a B. Remember, their mentor, Okafor, recognized them as A's too and is trying to bring more A's into the CRM to change it from the inside. But now they get a visit from the top dog, Major General Beale. He's got his eyes on these two rising stars, Okafor's proteges. Because of Rick's multiple escape attempts, he doesn't quite trust Rick yet. But he does promote Thorne, who's now real high up in CRM ranks. And her promotion comes with the top secret briefing, the echelon briefing of all the stuff the CRM's up to. It seems like she learned some pretty heavy stuff, but she doesn't tell Rick yet. She's like, you'll get promoted soon enough. But Rick's main goal is still to escape. He passes Michonne a note with instructions and leaves her her katana. She fights her way through the subway tunnels and makes it to Rick's secret canoe. But Rick's not there. He left her a note. You have to leave without me, and I'm staying behind to cover for you. So Rick tells off Jadis, hey, I helped Michonne escape, and to cover your own butt, you're gonna help me make it look like she died. And best of all, Rick finally tells her, by the way, your hair looks dumb. But Rick's big plan was all for nothing because Michonne refused to leave without him. He's like, what are you doing? That was your one chance to get out of here. But she doesn't even say anything. She just stares this dumb man down. She's starting to worry that maybe Rick's broken, but on her own field trip into the city, she comes to the art stall of the guy who does portraits on phone screens. He's like, hey, I recognize you. Rick came here all the time and made me draw you and Judith. And when Rick lost hope that he would never see them again, this guy inscribed the Japanese, which Nat also translated for us last episode. It means believe just a little bit longer. Now it's time for Rick and Thorne to bring Michonne to their old secret meeting place with Okafor. She's like, hey, me and Rick recognize you're secretly an A, but we want to bring other strong leaders with us up the ranks. But Rick doesn't trust Thorne enough to reveal that he knows Michonne. In fact, there's some tension here because Thorne is kind of Rick's new best friend, but he will kill her if he needs to. Now it's time for a cross-country helicopter ride back to the forward operating base Rick and Thorne set up in the Pacific Northwest. We learn there's a massive upcoming summit here with all the top leaders of the CRM. They're planning a mystery operation around here, suspiciously close to Portland. Today their job is to clear a bunch of zombies. Delts is what the CRM calls them, and Thorne brought her new recruit Dana along as an intern. Thorne is taking point on pushing the big bomb thing herself. Michonne's just there on backup duty. But when Thorne's having trouble, Michonne doesn't know how to be backup. She grabs that thing and pushes it forward. Rick joins in to help her, and they plow through all these zombies. Then this thing sets off an alarm to draw more to it, and boom, explodes up. These two have a secret kiss, and Michonne's like, hey, we're in the middle of nowhere, why don't we just leave right now? But Rick's like, trust me, no we can't. He doesn't tell her about Jadis' threat, but a little bit later, Michonne finally sees that Jadis is here. Now when Michonne comes back after showing her up, Thorne is feeling a little jealous and is thinking about shooting her. Luckily Rick sees and jumps in front to snap her out of it. But Thorne is very mad. It's like, hey, I don't care if she succeeded. She broke protocol. I want her gone. And Rick's mad too. He's like, hey, we're going back to base, then you have to escape without me. He even kind of tries to break up with her to convince her to leave him. So they're flying back, but they're caught in a bad storm. And Michonne sees an opportunity here to talk some sense into Rick. She grabs him and yeets them both out the helicopter. And that's where episode 3 comes to an end. Another great episode of this epic new series. Rick and Michonne are reunited, but not on the same page. Now they've just leapt out of a helicopter. Where will they land and how will they mend their broken relationship? And the Civic Republic military, the mysterious big bad of the Walking Dead universe. What are they up to near Portland, and will Jadis get a haircut? The show so far has been fantastic. You should join in and watch with us. And the best way to watch is on AMC+. Click the link in the description to sign up now and start your free trial. And join in for the return of Rick Grimes on The Walking Dead, The Ones Who Live. If you liked this recap, hit that subscribe button for more of the best recaps of TV and movies.
Welcome back to Movies Outpost. Today we'll be diving into the dual action thriller movies titled Extraction 1 and 2. Enjoy the recap. Our story opens with Tyler Rake, an ex-Special Forces soldier on a mission in Bangladesh. He's in a firefight with some local thugs and is sporting wounds all over his body. His injury is so bad, he struggles to walk, having been shot in the leg. Then we flash back a bit. The setting? A high school in India, where a young man named Ovi Mahajan is just finishing up his day. He leaves school in a flashy car with his pals. Instead of heading straight home, Ovi chooses to hang out a bit with his friends. This doesn't sit well with Saju, his protector and head of security, who scolds him. You see, Ovi's the son of a big-time Indian drug dealer, so his safety is always on top of Saju's to-do list. Despite living in luxury, Ovi's happiness is tempered because his dad restricts his time with friends. One evening, Ovi decides to sneak out and join his buddies at a local club. In the middle of their fun, they sneak off to the garage for a smoke. Out of nowhere, a group of dirty cops show up, shoot Ovi's friend dead, and kidnap Ovi. The following day, Saju pays a visit to Ovi's father, who's doing time in a Mumbai prison. He breaks the news of Ovi's kidnapping to his boss, who's livid with Saju for failing to protect his son. Rather than losing face by paying a ransom, Ovi's dad commands Saju to get Ovi back, threatening Saju's son if he refuses. The tricky part is, with Ovi's father in jail, all his assets are locked down. They lack the cash to pay the ransom or hire an extraction team. But Ovi's dad isn't interested in excuses. He's set on Saju rescuing his son, and he wants it done now. Saju confides in his wife about the predicament. He mentions the possibility of hiring a professional for Ovi's rescue, despite the steep cost. With their limited resources, Saju concocts a plan that would help him save Ovi without breaking the bank. We then find ourselves in Australia. Tyler's taking it easy with his pals. In a burst of spontaneity, he leaps off a cliff and plunges into a lake. He doesn't surface immediately. Instead, he lingers at the bottom of the lake, holding his breath, lost in memories. Upon returning home, Tyler finds a helicopter and a striking woman named Nick Khan waiting for him. Nick, Tyler's handler and teammate, shares news of a new mission, the rescue of an Indian drug dealer's son, Ovi Mahajan, who was recently abducted. The kidnapper is a notorious Bangladeshi crime lord named Amir Asif, a rival of Ovi's father. Ovi is reportedly being held captive in Dhaka, Bangladesh. The mention of Dhaka reminds Tyler of his former comrade, Gaspar, who lives in the city. Nick informs him that Gaspar has since retired. After Nick departs, Tyler gears up for his mission. Simultaneously, Saju is also preparing to journey to Dhaka. Once in the city, Tyler and Nick hold a strategic session with their team, planning their approach to rescuing Ovi and forecasting the movements of Amir Asif's men.
An enemy has been slain. Am I still me? slain.
Died again. Must be getting good at it.
Has been slain.
Always dark on the horizon. If you only knew what the monster I don't carry this to compromise. I can Those trapped in darkness need light. Everything that's happened, I just want it to matter.